I thought I'm gonna be alone in my presentation, and this is kind of a surprise for me. And before I start, I would like to ask you, do you know how old this animal rights movement, when it actually started? 80s, late 20s, and 30s, yes?
I only can speak from Germany. In Germany, the animal rights movement started with the publication of the book of Peter Singer, Animal Liberation. This was the pushing for the movement. And after this first book, Peter Singer published Practical Ethics. So this gives the movement a second push. And it was 1973, 1975.
Okay, it's 20th century, right? Well, you will find out something during these lectures. It's actually far older. And also, I have to give you some intro. This story is inspired by Bosnian fight for fur animals, or my own fight for victims of fur farming in Bosnia. But what happened? It is quite important to tell you that I was animal rights leader in Bosnia, and I resigned 7 years ago because of breakdown. And in the meantime, something happened. I'm a lawyer, and I was looking for something that will be kind of close to animal rights, and I couldn't find it because I thought that environmental protection is not so close to us. But suddenly, I received a phone call from Federal Environmental Fund, which is a financial European institution European instrument for environmental protection. They called me and told me, we watched you on TV, how you fight for animals. And environmental protection needs someone like you, because there are no people from animal rights movement in environmental protection systems at all. So I spent years in environmental protection as a vegan, as a lawyer, and I worked a lot on European harmonization. Well, in 2016, yeah, I have to say something before. Bosnia got fur farming ban in 2009 with phasing period till January 2018. And since I was in the shadow and only working with, only working with environmental protection, I didn't know how to react when Fur Lobby launched their own campaign in order to delete the fur farming ban. I was there in Federal Environmental Fund and tried to figure out something. I knew that fur farming is a real big polluter, and I was looking for instruments, how to use environmental protection, okay, in this big case. So, as you can see, raising awareness about cruelty didn't work for the parliament. And for farming, is, as I said, is a big polluter. And what I found, I was kind of working on something like, about waste management. And suddenly, during this fight, during this battle, one group, one NGO, deleted our regulation about environmental protection. Then I found out that there is Aarhus Convention, which states that if there is anything connected to environment parliament or politicians, no one can bring any decision without a whole society. This is Arhus Convention. And probably you wonder what Bosnia has to do with the European Union. Yeah? Look at Bosnian beauty and environment. Whole Bosnian country is that green. We have so many waterfalls, beautiful waters, really amazing country, okay? But do Bosnians care for their own environment? Not at all. But we are running for European accession. And as a candidate state, you must reach acceptable level for accession, yeah. And Bosnia is struggling with environmental protection harmonization a lot. And we have one person from the European Parliament here. He knows, and we know, that majority of European regulations are actually based on environmental protection. And now, what animals have to do with environmental protection? Before I show you something from United Nations, definition of sustainable development. Well, actually, we are part of sustainable development, but we are quite invisible. We'll understand altogether why. And sustainable development is actually aimed for future generations. Not the generation that is coming, but generations that will come within next 2 centuries. After 1 century, 100 years later. And these future generations don't actually exist. Okay? And we are also invisible. Animals are invisible. Right. Please look at this picture. Sustainable development goals. We have no poverty, no hunger. Okay, look at the 14. Life below water. 15. Life on land. Is this something similar to us? Familiar to us? Don't you hear vegan policies, ideas? But why no one is mentioning us? No animal rights movement. We see only humans. Sustainable development. Main goal are humans. We see people, planet, partnership, peace, prosperity. It's all vegan, right? It's what we are talking about. But why nobody is mentioning animal rights activists, our ideas, our philosophy? No one. And this is very important to a whole planet, whole society, all human societies. And I was talking about Bosnia, which is not part of European Union, and how environmental protection helped for animals. What's wrong with the rest of the world? I mean, I live in a very corrupt country, very corrupt country. And if we talk about Balkan countries, Bosnia is the worst. Okay, we had 3 nations, which are actually one. We had 3 languages. Here are some Croatians, some Bosnians. I say I speak Bosnian, they say they speak Croatian, but we actually speak the same language. So this stupid country managed to fight for animals on the basis of environmental protection. What's wrong with us? Now, environmental goals, on the top is human health. Human health is most important for environmental protection and for sustainable development. Again, animals are invisible. For our health and our security, if the water is spoiled, it means danger to human health or loss of a fish resources. Yeah. Global warming, climate change is again against human health and security. No animals at all, except for biodiversity, which is again human security concern. Types of pollution. Is there anyone here that is familiar to environmental protection? Wow, great. Okay, we have a few types of pollution. Actually, these are like several. Air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, noise, light pollution. And we all know that animals are first in suffering line from each pollution type. Humans are the last. Okay? And now, the big question, why animals are not really part of environmental protection policies and regulations? Well, have you ever seen any environmentalists protest? Raise your hand if you have. Do you remember why these people protested? Polluted water, for example, in their own village. Yeah? Do they have any compassion to the tree?
Yes.
Like trees suffering?
Yes.
Really?
Mega trees.
Yeah, if you take, for example, the Bolton project, where the Americans, like the indigenous Americans.
Yeah, they're a small group, but I mean, environmentalists, it's so huge movement. You'll find those who fight only for against air pollution. You'll find those who fight only for adoption of something from, I don't know. But it's very rare to find united groups, all of them feeling sorry for water. It's impossible. But what is behind? Why environmentalists are actually protesting? Because they like their environment. I don't care for Canadian environment because it's too far away from me. I care for my river, okay? But we have passion. We love animals. We are compassionate, right? We have empathy. But still we don't get how people who have no emotions to the river as river, or emotion to some trees or grass, they're so successful, and we are not. Okay? Move on. For the European Union, it is very important that there is any scientific, at least partial proof that animals' health is important to human health or any other issue. Check this out. Precautionary Principle, which is internationally adopted and implemented in all societies, all countries, especially in European Union. It explains that precautionary principle, which enables rapid response to be given in the face of possible danger to human, animal, or plant health. So something is wrong. I already said that there are no animals in environmental protection, no animal health. Actually, there is. It says animal health. But what's wrong? Why no state is implementing it. There is danger to animal health. Whatever we do, almost, right? But we are not talking about animals, we are talking about human health. What is this principle? It defines actions or issues considered to be uncertain, for instance, supply, in assessing risk management. Okay, the principle is used by policymakers to justify discretionary decisions in situations where there is a possibility of harm from making a certain decision. When extensive scientific knowledge on the matter is lacking, the principle implies that there is a social responsibility to protect the public from exposure to harm when scientific investigation has found possible risk. Okay. From my own experience, it was for farming. Is there anyone here except Andrzej from Poland? From Poland. Except Andrzej. Poland.
Anybody from Poland here?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you know how your hundreds local communities raised stand up against fur farms, mink fur farms, because of pollution. Well, we have only one example how it works with European Union, with existing laws, with this principle that is implemented in all laws, in all countries, even in Bosnia, which is not a European country. So, we are actually missing real people in the system, our people in the system, environmental protection system. Me personally, I've never met anyone from any environmental organization that is familiar to our causes, because we don't talk to each other. And now in my country, a lot of environmental protection organizations are giving us not only will, it's real support. Today I'm here with you. They are writing opposing letters to Parliament. Ban this for farming because it will kill all of us. So we are really missing it. We are so separated from them, which shouldn't remain like it is, because we have no knowledge how what we are missing. Trust me, we have to be united, because we are actually brother and sister. Environmental protection is brother to us, and not older brother. We are twin brothers. I will show you. I will prove you this. A little bit of history. This is kind of ancient history of this environmental protection, but actually this is not important. Everything started in the mid of 19th century because of air pollution, and we all know that. Conservation movements happened in India, and if you can read it, if you can follow this, there is something missing in this movement, but altogether, 19th century, late 19th century. So the formation of the first wildlife conservation societies. The zoologist Alfred Newton published a series of investigations into this desirability of establishing a close time for the preservation of indigenous animals between okay. Actually, can you see what I underlined?
organisms and species.
Yeah. So what's the point? Animal rights movement was part of environmental protection movement. It was one movement. And suddenly, something happened and everyone forgot animals until late 20th century, right? But what actually happened, and why I have to also say something. For outer worlds, we are green. We are all green. Okay, if I meet someone who has nothing to do with environment, animals, I'm green. I'm environmentalist. Okay, but for environmentalists, I am unknown species, alien species. Okay, and to us, environmentalists are our greatest enemy, right? They don't care for animals. They fight for the planet. They fight for against air pollution, but they eat meat. Is this their fault or our fault? Okay. Why we are not part of the same movement? Whose fault is it, as I already asked? All of us. We actually have to think about it. From my experience, my personal experience, we are actually the same. And environmentalists don't know about us. They don't know what we are talking about. They don't know that we are part of sustainable development, that we are fighting for the same things that that slide from UN said. We also fight against poverty. We also fight against hunger. We fight for good health. Yeah, good health. Who's healthier than vegan? Gender equality. Who feels for gender equality better than vegans? For clean water, we know what is behind it. Behind pollution, climate actions. The problem is that we do not communicate with them. We just attack them. Ah, you fight for environmental protection. You eat meat. Ah, you radical. We need them.
Yeah, but
yes.
in the last years it started to change because
yes.
worries of scientific studies have been published, and people understand that environment is affected by the farming, by different animal industry. So I think there are like in the state of uniting.
Yes, but it's small. If you saw this sustainable development graphic, okay. Trust me, I'm in there for years, and when I mention animals, they're like, "What? You fight for what? For a better environment? Really? Tell me more about it." And it's not happening in Bosnia. It's happening everywhere. I'm not talking about a really stupid society of Bosnia. I'm talking about international society for environmental protection. Trust me, we are too small. In my head, we are blue, they are green. Yeah, we should mix these colors. I'm appealing to all of you from tomorrow. Find any environmental organization near you and have coffee. Okay? Trust me, we need them. If you remember, once again, this older or twin brother, environmental protection was just a movement at the beginning, and it's around 200 European legal documents regulate only environmental protection. Okay, you get me? So this is what I'm actually asking all of you. This is the point of my my speech. From my perspective, my experience, and we are all connected. This is what we know to each other, biologically, to the earth, chemically, to the rest of the universe, atomically. And Leonardo da Vinci said, learn how to see, realize that everything connects to everything else. And vegan is actually the real message of environmental protection. That's all, folks. If you have any questions,